You buy the cheapest ticket the app will sell you, and the app makes you work for it. 3 screens of fees, a service charge on the service charge. By the time the barcode loads, you've paid $41 to sit somewhere you can't yet imagine. Then you arrive, and the building starts teaching you. You climb. Past the first concourse, where the smell of grilled onions lives. Past the second. Past an elevator with a velvet rope across it, and a man in a blazer who watches you consider it and decide against it. You keep climbing. The stairs get narrower. The paint gets older. The people around you are breathing harder, and nobody's talking anymore, because climbing takes everything you've got. Last row, the very top. There's a rail here, cold under your hand, and past it a drop that pulls at your stomach. Below you, so far below it doesn't feel real. The game is happening. You can see the whole field at once, green and perfect and tiny, and you cannot see a single face on it. The players are commas. When the crowd roars, you feel it a half second before you understand why. So you look up at the Jumbotron, and you watch the game there. On the screen, the players are close enough to touch. You climbed 10 flights to be near them, and you're watching them on a television you're paying to sit under. Someone 3 rows up knocks over a beer. You watch it come. Down 1 step, 2, it finds the toe of your shoe and keeps going. Nobody apologizes. Up here, nobody's watching. This is level 1. Let's climb it properly, because every floor is about to change who you are. Level 1. $0 to your name, and a ticket you probably shouldn't have bought. Here's the first thing to understand. At this level, the stadium doesn't see you. Not because it's cruel, because you are volume. You are one of 40,000 bodies. It has to move through a fixed number of doors in a fixed number of minutes. And every system you touch is built for throughput, not for you. You feel it at the gate. There's a line, and the line doesn't move so much as compress. An attendant stands at the mouth of it with a scanner, and when you reach her, she doesn't look at your face. She looks at your phone. The scanner beeps. Her hand comes up and points up and to the left, and she's already looking at the phone behind you. You've been processed 40,000 times a night. That same beep, that same hand, that same non-look. You get hungry. The beer is $18, and it's warm by the time it reaches you, because the line for it wrapped around a pillar and took 25 minutes of your life. The bathroom is the one at the far end, the old one, the line reaching the door. You wait. You always wait. Waiting is the tax they charge for the cheap seats, and you pay it in the only currency you have left, which is time. And the seat, molded plastic, bolted to a riser, cold through your jeans, a little cracked. It doesn't recline because it doesn't do anything. It holds a body in a space, and that's its whole job. And it does it to you for 3 hours. Nobody here is unkind to you. That's the part that takes a while to see. Cruelty would at least mean they noticed. This is something quieter and worse. At level 1, you're not disliked. You're not even seen. You're throughput. Level 2, 25,000 a year, and enough breathing room to buy the ticket at face value instead of scraping the resale floor at midnight. Nothing dramatic happens here. That's what makes this level honest. You've climbed exactly 1 rung, and the building gives you exactly 1 rung's worth of difference, and it's this. You get a real seat now, an assigned one, a little lower, and you don't have to fight for it. Same gate, though. Same scanner, same attendant who doesn't look up, same hand pointing the way. The climb is shorter, but it's still a climb. You still pass the elevator with the rope across it, and the man in the blazer still watches you not take it, and you're starting to understand that the rope isn't broken and the elevator isn't full. The rope is the point. The rope is a sentence the building is saying to you, and the sentence is, not you. The beer is still $18. Money doesn't fix that yet. But the line's a little shorter, and the seat has a back your spine is grateful for. And from here, you can see the players as people, not commas. You can tell who's who. When your guy scores, you're close enough to see him point at the crowd, and for 1 second it feels like he pointed at you. He didn't, but it felt like it, and at this level, feeling like it is what your money bought. The attendant at your section is younger, a little more awake. She scans your ticket, and this time she says, "Enjoy the game." She doesn't mean it. It's a script, but it's the first time the building has spent words on you at all. At level 2, the stadium still doesn't know you exist. It's just started pretending to. Level 3, 75,000 a year. Now you're in the lower bowl. Corner of the field, off to one side, but down here, field level. The green isn't a postcard anymore. It's a wall of grass 40 rows away, and you can hear it now. The thud of the ball, a player calling for it, the scrape of cleats. The game has sound at this level, and sound is a thing they were selling you all along and you never knew. Here's where the building changes its face for the first time. You come down the aisle and there's an attendant at the top of your section, and she has a rag. When you show your ticket, she doesn't point. She walks you down, pulls a folded cloth from her back pocket, and wipes your seat before you sit in it, dries the dew off the plastic. A small thing. It takes 4 seconds. But think about what that is. The same stadium that, one level up, couldn't spare you a glance at the gate now sends someone to dry your chair with her own hand. Nothing about you changed. You're the same person who climbed to the last row 2 levels ago. The seat changed, and the treatment came bundled with the seat, like it always was. The beer's still $18. But now someone in an apron walks it up the steps to you, and you tip him, and the whole thing happens without you standing. You paid to stop waiting. That's what this level actually sells. Not a better view, less waiting. At level 3, they finally wipe your seat. Just remember they had the rag the whole time. Level 4, $150,000 a year. Good lower bowl seats now, between the bases, near the center line, where the whole field opens in front of you like it was arranged for your eyes specifically. And it was. That's the quiet truth of the geometry. Every seat in the building points at the field, but only a few point at the middle, and those cost what they cost because the sight line is the product. You're not paying for a chair. You're paying for an angle. At this level, people start to see you, but they don't serve you yet. You're in the good section, so the ushers nod. The regulars around you have these seats every game and they know each other, a little club of people who can afford to be here every week. You're on the edge of it, accepted, not embraced. The same stadium that pointed you up a stairwell 3 levels ago now has an usher who knows your face by the 3rd game and says, "Good to see you again." He means it a little more this time. Not because he likes you, because at this level the building has decided you're worth remembering, and remembering you is now part of his job. The rope, though. The rope is still there, one section over, in front of the club entrance with the frosted glass. You watch people go through it. You've seen them handed a cold towel on the way in. You're close enough now to see exactly what you're not getting. At level 4, they finally learn your name. They just haven't decided to say it warmly yet. Level 5, $400,000 a year. You cross the rope. That's the whole event of this level, and it's a big one. There's a separate entrance now, off to the side. No line. Your credential is a card, not a barcode on a cracked screen, and when you tap at a door, unlocks that most of the building will never see. Inside, it's cool, climate-controlled, carpet instead of poured concrete. The roar of the crowd goes soft and expensive behind glass. The seat is padded now, actually padded, with a cup holder that isn't broken, and a server assigned to your row who crouches beside you to take the order so you never lift your voice over the crowd. The beer is included. Nobody says a price out loud at this level, because saying the price is a lower-level activity. The same stadium that made you wait 25 minutes for a warm $18 lager now brings it to you cold, in a real glass, folded into a membership you paid months ago, so the money never touches the moment. That's what buys you up here. Not more, less friction. The disappearance of the transaction itself. There's a host at the club entrance, and by your second visit, she's learned your name, and she uses it before you reach the door. Evening. Welcome back. The name lands warm this time. Somebody trained her to make it land warm. At level 5, you stopped being someone they process. You became someone they greet. The rope didn't disappear. You just moved to the side of it that gets greeted. Level 6, $1 million. Field club, seats right on the rail, close enough that when a player jogs to the sideline, you can read the sweat on him. At this level, the service comes to you and stays. Not a server who visits, a host who's yours for the night, who knows your name before you arrive because it's on a sheet, who has your drink poured by the time you sit. You don't order. Ordering is asking, and at this level, the building has decided you shouldn't have to ask. There's a tunnel near your section, the one the players use, and you're close enough that when they come out, you're among the first faces they pass. Kids 2 levels up scream for a glance. Down here, nobody screams. Down here, you nod. And sometimes, because your seats are known and your face is known, a player nods back. The same stadium that watched you decide against the roped-off elevator 6 levels ago now has a staff member whose actual assignment tonight is you. Your comfort is a line item. Somebody is being paid, specifically, to make sure you never feel the building working. And that's the tell. At the bottom, you felt every gear grind. Up here, the machine goes silent, and silence is the most expensive thing they sell. Indifference at scale looked exactly like cruelty. Attention at scale looks exactly like calm. At level 6, you stopped reaching for the game. The game started leaning toward you. Level 7, $5 million. You have a suite. Your name is on the door. Not printed on a sheet, engraved, lit, on a door with a number that belongs to you for the season. There's a private elevator, and it stops at your level, and it doesn't stop for anyone else. You never see the concourse. You never see the line, the warm beer, the bathroom with the reach-the-door queue. You've been lifted clean out of the building the rest of them are standing in. Inside, there's a couch, a spread of food nobody announced a price for, a window onto the field, and a screen bigger than the one you once climbed 10 flights to watch. You can sit outside on your own row of seats or behind the glass with the sound off. Both belong to you. The same stadium that let a stranger's spilled beer run over your shoe now has an attendant who knocks before entering your suite. The building has completely reversed its posture toward your body. It used to move you. Now it asks permission to approach you. You barely watch the game. That's the part nobody warned you about. Down at the bottom, the game was the only thing, the reason you climbed. Up here, it's ambient, a thing happening pleasantly beyond the glass while the real event is who's in the suite with you. At level 7, you stopped attending the game. You started hosting it. Level 8, $20 million. Now the team wants something from you. This is the flip nobody at the bottom can picture. For 8 levels, the building has been deciding how much of itself to give you. At this level, it starts asking how much of you it can get. Someone from the organization calls, not customer service, an actual executive, with your name in their mouth like they've known you for years. There's a dinner. There are field passes waiting at a desk with your name already on the envelope. You walk on the grass before the game. The grass you once watched from 200 feet up, on a night you paid $41 to be nearly invisible. Now your shoes are on it. A player you've followed for years shakes your hand and uses your first name because someone briefed him. The same stadium that pointed you up a stairwell without looking at your face now sends its general manager across a room to find you. Nothing about you changed. The number next to your name changed, and the number is the only thing the building was ever reading. They court you because at this level, you're not a customer. You're potential ownership. You're capital that might stay. At level 8, you stopped buying access to the team. The team started selling access to itself. Level 9, $100 million and up. The building bends. Here the stadium stops being a place you go and becomes a thing you can hold a piece of. A stake in the franchise. A seat in the room where they decide what the franchise does. The suite isn't reserved for you. It's yours, permanently, whether you show up or not. The gate is wherever you want it, because they'll open whichever door you're nearest. And your name. At this level, your name can go on the building. Not on a door. On the concrete. On the signage. On the thing 40,000 people drive toward every night without knowing whose money made the roof. People who will never meet you will say your name to give directions. Meet you outside the such and such gate. That's you. You became a landmark. The same stadium that couldn't spare you one glance at the bottom now can't stop saying your name. It carved it into itself. You almost never watch the game now. You don't have to. The game was never the thing you were buying. The building was. And at this level, you own the building. At level 9, you stopped being sorted by the stadium. You became the thing that does the sorting. Now go back to the top row. Go back to the last seat in the last section, the cold rail, the drop that pulled at your stomach, the players who were commas. Go back to the Jumbotron you climbed 10 flights to watch. Go back to the beer that ran down the steps and over your shoe while nobody apologized, because up there, nobody was watching. Here's what the climb was trying to show you. That person in the last row and the person whose name is on the building, they can be the same person. Same eyes, same love of the same game, same 90 minutes on the same field. Nothing about the human being changed from level 1 to level 9. The seat changed. The rope changed. The attendant's face changed. And every one of those changes was the building reading a number next to your name and telling you, in concrete and leather and rope, exactly what it had decided you were worth. You thought you were buying a view. You were buying a verdict. The stadium never sorted you by how much you loved the game. It sorted you the second you walked in, by what your ticket could pay. And then it arranged the whole night to make you feel that number in your body. In the length of the line. In the temperature of the beer. In whether a stranger dried your seat or let a stranger's beer find your shoe. It didn't get crueler at the bottom or kinder at the top. It was doing the exact same thing at every level. It was telling you where you stood. The seat was never about the field. It was always a mirror. And whatever it reflected back the night you climbed to the last row, the building already knew, before you sat down, exactly what it was going to make you feel.